If you've come to this video because you think somebody has got alcohol poisoning, right, don't leave them alone. Turn them on the side, right, because one of the things that can happen to them is that they can choke on their own vomit. So turn them on the side and put a pillow in their back, right, to stop them from turning back. Don't leave them alone, and call the emergency services, okay? I'm Kevin O'Hara for alcoholmastery.com. Today I wanted to talk about the 6 symptoms of alcohol poisoning. Now let me say first of all that as soon as you put alcohol into your mouth, right, this is a toxin, right, and it's going to start causing poisoning straight away, right? So just because you're taking minute amounts of it, it doesn't mean to say that it's not poisoning you and your body is not going to try and get rid of it, right? Because your body, first of all, when you're drinking, you're poisoning your body, and when you're going through the hangover, that's your body recovering from the alcohol poisoning, right? It's the consequences of the alcohol poisoning. So that's just for a start. So the first sign of alcohol poisoning is the person starts to have mental confusion, right? They might go into a bit of a stupor, right, which is basically what you see when your average person gets drunk, right? Now that can obviously start to deepen, and the person can go into a coma. If the poisoning, the more poison the person is, the more risk, the more deeper they're going to get into this semi-unconsciousness to definitely being unconscious and comatose. When we were drinking, we had a thing in Ireland, a saying in Ireland was, I was that pissed I was comatose. And I tell you, when I used to drink and I used to get into bed at the end of the day, at the end of the night, fall into bed, my body would really have shut down before it was shutting down. It was a process of shutting down before I got into bed, and by the time my head hit the pillow, it was fully comatose state, for 2 or 3 hours before I was woken up with a shock. And I'm convinced at this stage that my body was saying to me, yeah, you're a fucking idiot, but the idiot unconscious while idiot brain unconscious while the body deals with the crap that you've just put in there. You're supposed to be intelligent. Yeah, you've put all this stuff inside me and now I've got to deal with it. How intelligent is that? Second symptom is vomiting. Again, is another thing that it's your natural bodily defenses, where your body is going to try and, when you put the shit into your body, it's going to try and put it back out again, especially when it gets to that stage where it can't cope. Your body can cope with a certain amount of alcohol as a natural part of your life, right? There's alcohol in different things. There's alcohol in your own digestive system, so your body is able to cope with what they say is 1 unit per hour, and that depends as well on who you are, whether you're male, female, large, small, what you've eaten, all different factors, right? How healthy you are, how healthy your liver is. But there comes a time when your body just can't handle that anymore, so it's going to say, right, just get rid of this, get rid of what's in the body, get rid of what's in the stomach as quickly as possible, and that's through vomiting. So that's with any poisoning, and it's certainly with alcohol poisoning. So you've got the first one is where they've gone unconscious, they can't be roused. Second one is where they've been vomiting. Vomiting is a bad one in this case, because your body is going to shut down a lot of the organs, internal organs, one after the other, as it tries to divert its resources away from what it thinks it doesn't need, from the non-essentials, to fighting off the poisoning. And the more poisoning there is, the more it's going to have to divert those processes away, those resources away from the processes that you do need, you know. And one of those processes is the gag reflex. So, you know, this is all brain work. You know, your gag reflex doesn't work as part of your throat. It is a part of your throat, it's a part of that system, but it's a brain function, right? And it's your mind sending signals down to your throat, right? You know, start gagging. You know, if you're vomiting and your gag reflex has stopped, if you're vomiting through alcohol poisoning and that gag reflex has stopped and you're unconscious and you're lying on your back, then there's a possibility that the vomit will go back down your throat and into your lungs and choke you to death. That's how a lot of young people die, is through choking on their own vomit, right? So that's why I say, you know, at the beginning of it, if you suspect somebody's got severe alcohol poisoning, turn them on the side, and at least then the vomit can come out. It won't go back down again, you know, there's less likelihood, less chance of it going back down. Another symptom of alcohol poisoning is when a person starts having seizures. Now, I've never seen this, right? So, but apparently it is one of the things to watch out for. I mean, if you see somebody having a seizure, you know, I think the first thing you should do anyway is get them help. You know, put them into a recovery position and get them help as soon as possible from somebody who knows what they're talking about. Like I say, I've never seen it, and I've seen some people with severe alcohol poisoning, but I think that would be a no-brainer. If you see somebody having a fit, then get them some help immediately, you know. Another symptom of alcohol poisoning is really slow breathing. So when I'm talking about slow breathing, I'm talking about less than 8 breaths per minute, right? That's really slow. I'm not sure what a person's breathing goes down to when they're sleeping. Probably goes down to something around that level. The next symptom is irregular breathing, so less than 1 breath every 10 seconds. 10 seconds or more between their breaths, right? So that's definitely a lot lower than 8 breaths per minute. I got these symptoms off WebMD, by the way. So you know that it's doctors that have written these symptoms down. And the final symptom is hypothermia. So it's when the body temperature goes really low. Like, as I say, these are all symptoms that the body is shutting down. You know, your body gradually shuts down so that you can deal with the poisoning that's going on in your body. But, you know, at a certain stage, you know, what else is there to shut down? You know, even the fact that, you know, the systems that are there to get rid of the toxin, get rid of the alcohol, they're all dependent on your body functioning. So they are one of the functions of your body. So eventually that function in itself is going to stop. And, you know, eventually your gag reflex is going to stop. Your lungs are going to stop working. Your heart's going to stop. Your brain's going to stop. And that's it. You're finished, you know. There's no life without any of those essentials. So, not a very nice video, this, you know, and not a very hopeful video. And this is one of the videos that I try and do every so often to try and, most of the stuff I do is carrot approach, you know, it's like the benefits of quitting drinking and how good your life can be when you stop drinking. And this is just one of the stick, you know, it's the consequences. This is shit that can happen to you the more you drink. And if you think that getting older can help you to prevent this kind of thing from happening, that you can handle the drink, the more you drink, the more destabilized your organs become, the less capable they are of not only their normal function, but their normal function of carrying through this type of a thing. So, you know, the more you drink, the more poison you get, the older you get, the less functioning your organs are, the more likely you are to suffer the effects of alcohol poisoning and for your body to start shutting down. I mean, when I talk about the long-term effects of alcohol, when I talk about, early death from drinking alcohol. I always try and say, well, it's not just the death that you have to worry about, it's the sickness going up, and that's the sickness happening, that long-term alcohol poisoning, right? Your body, your physical organs shutting down over time, or just reducing in their capacity and their capability of looking after you over time, over a long time. But that reduced efficiency is going to give you other problems, right? It's not just that you get to a certain age and you get to a certain time in your drinking when all of a sudden your body goes, yeah, oh fuck this, and quits, and you're dead. It doesn't happen like that. Always going to be preceded by a long period of illness, and that illness is not good. That's what can be avoided, right? There's a certain amount of illness that can't be avoided, right? There's certain things that you can't avoid in this life, but these things you can, right? You can stop drinking, you can treat your body with respect, you can give it the food that it needs, all the nutrition that it needs to live healthy, to maintain its all the different systems and the different organs inside yourself. Give it the exercise that it needs in order to, again, maintain that, maintain your organs, and give yourself the brain food that you need, to maintain your brain. Your brain maintains everything else, It's all it's to look at these things in a holistic way. One thing affects another thing. You can't just change one thing. You've got to change one thing and then change another thing and then carry on down the line until, you're not seeking perfection here. You're seeking to get back to the way we would normally do, what's best for your body. That's what we're looking for. So again, what I started out with, if you suspect anybody has alcohol poisoning, turn them into the recovery position, turn them onto their side, left or the right side, doesn't matter. Put a pillow behind their back. This prevents them from vomiting. Stay with them. Call the emergency services, call an ambulance. If you can't call an ambulance, get somebody else to call an ambulance, but stay with them until the ambulance comes, make sure that, they don't vomit, or make sure it doesn't go back down the throat, that kind of thing. So just stay safe. Keep away from the alcohol. Avoids all this, I'm Kevin O'Hara for alcoholmastery.com. Onwards and upwards.